Okay, but I'm only going to take the bottom one out, not both. See, it pops that out. And you should always put a little grease on this so it doesn't like weld itself. Aluminum and steel make forgot the name of the chemical, but it'll like weld it on there, and it's really hard to get off. But actually, I'm going to put some on, just a little. All right. Take this apart. I am going to edit so you don't have to sit here for 9 hours watching me unscrew this. Oh yeah, see there's that's what the cage bearings look like. Let me pull them off all the way. These bearings are just for the tool. They look similar to the ones that used to go in here and on the bottom bracket and all that. Or you can do that. Watch it go flying out. Cool. It actually has ridges right here, so it sits on this lip, which is helpful. I'm going to have to screw this down for you. Hey, why doesn't everything just fall off? That'll make it so much easier. Okay, all I gotta do is tighten the two nuts down. Do I have, I know I have a wrench for that. See if this is it. Heck no. It'd be too convenient to find the one you want right away. Here, I'll just use 2 crescent wrenches. And you want to go to where it's totally flat all the way around. You don't want it cockeyed. If it's cockeyed, then your bearings would be going around in a circle like this instead of flat, and they'd wear out so damn quick. Bingo, that's all it is. It's seated down all the way like it uses to be. By the way, you guys, it's freak. If you knew how much a lot of these bike tools cost, and a lot of mine aren't even the best tools out there. I mean, parts are the most expensive. But Park does make good tools. Just like when I was a mechanic, I had to have Snap-on. So the Snap-on truck would come by. You get in there, it's like you're walking into a freaking jewelry store. Everything's displayed and just as expensive as jewels. It's crazy. And by the way, I know what you're thinking. You're going, why is he so damn handsome? I don't know. I was just born that way. Either that, I'm blind. And I think more likely I'm blind. At least the girls think I'm hot. You know, on a dark night, looking the other direction, I'm really good looking. Just don't look directly at me. It'll be fine. Okay, let me pop this. Well, you can't just throw these in any way you want. You can see that it's beveled. And the bevel part goes towards this. But this is falling out. Actually, to make it not fall out so easy, all you gotta do is put grease on it. And these still need to be greased on the outside. Not just so it doesn't freeze in there. It just makes it easier and keeps it more watertight. And by the way, I don't use the grease that a lot of dealers use. The grease I put in here is marine grease. The marine grease is for boats, and what do boats do? They sit in water. So mine's more geared. It'll keep the dirt out, but it also keeps the water out. It's a really good grease, and it's cheap. All right. Now I'm going to take bottom crank off. And this is another tool that if you're going to work on that, you got to have it. More importantly, you got to find it. Now, they have these ones. I'll show you this. All right, after 9 years of searching, I found the tool. These both do the same thing. This one's way better. This one, you screw it in this hole. Let me get closer for you. Goes into this hole, but then you got to use 2 wrenches. This one, of course, better take that off first. This is my bigger one. Most of the time it's Allen wrench, but you can have a nut head on there where you got to use a socket. Nobody likes a nut head. All right, you son of a... Get in there today. There we go. And these Allen wrenches are my favorite because having that little ball in the head lets you pivot this all around in different directions instead of this side has to go in dead straight. Of course, they've been out for quite a long time. All right, now you stick this tool in here. What it does is you screw it down. This little piston, I guess you call it, pushes in on the bottom bracket and pulls it out. And good luck if you got old bikes or haven't been worked on a long time, because these can really be stuck. There's a lot of people put them on way too tight. Then you just turn real easy and bink. That's all it is. That's the bottom bracket, and it's a sealed one. And you can take them apart and grease most of them. Most people don't know that. There's a special tool that grabs these teeth right here. You turn it. Right side of the bike, you go clockwise. Left side, you go counterclockwise for all bikes except, I believe, the ones in like France and Europe or whatever. They decided to be different. So I'm not going to take that off. Actually, I don't want to take the rear derailleur off. If you are going to take this off, get a, let me see if I even got it in the picture. No, I don't. The rear derailleur, I really don't want to take it off. But if you do, get a pin and put a mark right here so you have the height. Because when you put these back on, this has to be a certain height away from the gear. And I believe it's like the size of a quarter inch, less than a quarter inch actually. I would use this Allen wrench from here to the no closer, because what happens is if it's too high, it's not going to shift right. It can actually even push the chain off the gear. Or if it's too low, it's going to hit the inside of the gear, so, or sprocket. If you want to make people happy, put these on and let them try pedaling like that. I had a friend I used to I'd go to his house when he wasn't there, and I'd put his cranks on at the same angle. Good luck trying to ride that. But I'm not taking that all the way out. With this bike, that was probably too tight. What a moron, after I just said don't do it tight. Do it too tight, for one thing, it won't turn. And it would really wear it out quick. Alright. Let's see if I have. That's good. Pull your gloves apart. The other side comes off. Let's go foam. The other crank arm comes off the exact same way as that one. I'm really not going to take that rear derailleur off right now either. I can. I mean, it's actually really doesn't matter. All right, let's try this. There's a Allen wrench, just one Allen wrench. You turn that and this pops off. This one is a solid arm, meaning this right here is solid and they can bend. On my new bike, I don't know if you can see it, has a breakaway one, so this whole thing would just break off. I'd rather have it break off and put a new piece back on it than have the frame break. They do make an expensive tool to re-straighten it, but I can also johnny rig it with other tools. There's another YouTuber guy. I can't remember his name. I'll put it in the description. It's RJ or RT, the bike guy. I think it's RJ, the bike guy. He's been doing this for a while. He's actually really good. He takes a lot of the bike, older than this even. He'll take, like, this is a mountain bike and he'll turn it into a road bike, or he'll take a road bike and turn it into a mountain bike. And all that really is, you're just changing the tires and the rims. But I also know that a lot of the bikes have shifted to where they have enormous gears here. And instead of having 3 up here, they have just 1. I mean, that's what everybody's doing now. I haven't raced bikes in a while. No, actually a long time. That's why I liked working at a bike shop, because I could stay up current. But it's been 20 years since I worked at a bike shop, so I don't get to stay current other than watching videos and stuff. But let me throw this back together real quick. You want to get the right amount of tension on this. And the lever there, see if it's in the picture. For me, I want the levers pointing towards the front of the bike on the back. And on the front, like this one here, I usually like to straighten it out, but I'll have them go up the, if there's room here, the length straight up the shock. Just keeps them out of the way. It keeps it, I don't know, cleaner looking lines for us LCD people. All right. Okay, where's my seat? Now seat, so many, obviously not racers, they know what the heck they're doing. And when you're putting the seat post in, which is, you know, easy as heck, but they adjust it wrong to their height. And the way I can write, I let them write it and I'll know if it needs to go up or down. But when you're pedaling and you're on the downstroke, you want your leg slightly bent, not stretched out. If it's stretched out, you're going to be using your calves. If it's too low, you're going to be using your top of your legs, your thighs. You want to use both of them at the same time. You get more power. You don't get tired as quick. It's just you can get it to the right height where you can feel yourself that it's comfortable. Let me put this on. Where'd my rag go? Don't throw out old underwear. They're good rags. Now, they make a special tool. This right here is a tool you use to put that star gear in at the right depth. Otherwise, if it's too low, The screw's not even going to reach it. Yeah, it's been greased, so I'm not going to grease it again. Come over here. Wrong. This is, let me show you. You can see how it's angled and it's thin, and it's to fit in the groove here that keeps this tight. Okay. And that right there keeps this from, it's a wedge, well, they call it a wedge. That's more like a dust cover and just makes it look cool. These are spacers. And if you were to get like new shocks and they're too long, you gotta use a pipe wrench to cut it off. It's got to be the right height. Well, that's another video, but it's got to be at the right height. Trying to get my handlebars without this thing dropping. And it's starting to get freaking hot out. I'm gonna have to start coming out here at the crack of dawn when it's cooler. Of course, I don't know how Dawn's crack is going to make it cooler, but I'll have to ask her. Hey, Dawn, why does your butt crack make it cooler outside? Oh, because I'm a plumber. No, it gets Arizona. First off, don't ever come here. If you do, make sure it's winter time. If you're going to come here in the summer, you better go way up north and not down here, because you'll just walk outside and spontaneously combust into flames. This, you tighten it just enough to where it doesn't wobble in here. You go too tight, you're going to make the bearings work way harder. You need it free moving, but tight, just like that. I gotta get my tap and die set out and redo that one, because right now there's only one screw holding it on, which I don't care because I'm not riding it anyway. I never did ride it. It's too small for me. I feel like I'm on a kid's bike. My knees are in my mouth. Okay. Let me put the front tire on. And these, you want both the levers on the left side of the bike, opposite of the rear cog or the rear gears. This doesn't have to, it just looks nicer for here, but in the back you got to, because of being the lever being in the way of the derailleur. I don't have the brakes on it. Let's see. Brake cable. Yeah, and the brake cable is always a thicker cable than the shifter cable. This can be a pain in the ass sometimes to put on. It's probably not going to go through, which I'm not putting it on anyway. I got a bunch of new cables that are coming, so I can put it on just to take it off and put another one on. Okay, that's basic of what I just did. A lot of people know. If there's anything you want to know how to do on a bike, leave a comment. Of course, I never get any comments on my videos because I used to do cloud videos that are time-lapse. Ooh, that's exciting. But if there's anything you want to know how to put on, adjust, whatever, I know how to do it. If I don't, I'll find a video and show you how to do it. But thanks for watching my channel, and there's going to be more videos. Take it easy.